Graeme Kenna.
This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services at Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello, Mr. Kenna. It's Mr. Hussain here, once again leaving yourself another message like a broken record. How many messages have I left you now? I leave you a daily message every single day asking you to engage with me, but you choose not to, as the city's legal representative, because obviously your executive manager are hiding behind the corporate veil and saying, no, we don't want to speak to you directly, but we want you to deal with our solicitor, our privately commissioned solicitor, who's going to protect and safeguard us, and yet you're even refusing to engage with me. And I'm just reminding myself that is that not how the Housing Association did that as well? The Housing Association would not speak to me directly, asked me to speak to the solicitor, which was at least a separate entity, and they even refused to speak to me because he gave them instructions not to engage with me on the telephone, didn't you? Just like you have now given instructions to the housing, the care provider not to speak to me on the telephone. If you are sending these instructions, I'm reminding myself that I originally made you aware of, as a complaint, that I'm going to be, and I made you aware of my domestic policy of recording calls and publicising them back in September, October 2018 when you had last kidnapped my brother, and it took you until the March to make that final decision on how to resolve the situation, because I understand the problem that you've got is that you don't consent to being recorded and you believe that it creates a toxic work environment for you and your employees. But you and your employees or members or those that engage with members of the public shouldn't be lying, cheating and bullshitting, should they? They should be doing their jobs properly, and then they've got nothing to worry about being recorded doing their jobs. But if they're going to be lying, cheating and bullshitting, and then I'm recording them and publicising them, it clearly creates a toxic work environment for your people. And then there's no come back upon them on anything, because they're just bullshit the way through life. And this is fundamentally how Bradford Council works, and it's all lies and bullshits. This is how you steal children from loving families and break down families in order for you to financially plunder and profit here from creating and inducing misery. But coming back to our family situation here, why can't I see my brother? What's the reason now? You've just simply lied and bullshitted, made false allegations, knowingly made false allegations because you knew there was I was about to expose your corruption to the court system, and the fact that the judges had been bought off. It's all the same, isn't it, Mr. Kenna? Nobody can speak to me, and anybody that doesn't speak to me directly is being instructed by you, because you've told them I'm recording the call and publicising it, and to safeguard themselves, you have instructed them to do this. You've instructed the exact same thing with the managers in the courts and tribunal services. You did the exact same thing in to the Housing Association, did the exact same thing with my own solicitor during my mother's case. It's all just lies and deceptions, and you're relying on the fact that it is a criminal offence to record court proceedings. Those are isolated incidents, so you want that right, and then you the local authority have said, oh, I know, we want to criminalise him, but we can't criminalise him in what he's doing, engaging with us as a local authority. We want to start court proceedings and then get him to be criminalised by recording those court proceedings, so therefore you're basically trying to create a law specifically for me in direct violation of my domestic policy of recording calls with you. You've now instructed Tracy, the manager, not to speak to me on the telephone and write emails. So I've been writing emails now, and they're not being responded to. You need to explain to me why every single day that's going by is a deprivation of me and my brother's liberty, because we can't even speak to each other on the telephone. Even if I was a criminal, even when I was criminally convicted and sent to prison, I could still speak to the victims of my criminality, or purported victims of my criminality, namely my mother and brother, on the telephone. But this situation now, when I've not been convicted of anything, I'm just not even being charged with anything. I'm simply under your criminal investigation that you've privately commissioned West Yorkshire Police to carry out for your benefit, to protect and safeguard yourself, that I can't even speak to my brother now. You are completely ludicrous ludicrous to deny me access to my own brother. And the reason that you're denying me access to my own brother is simply because that he has made some serious allegations in the poor quality of care that he's receiving there. And like I said, I'm resigned to the fact that you're going to murder him, deliberately end his life. That's what we're talking about here. Deliberately work with each other partners and associates and the multi-agency coordinated joint enterprise or coalition of partners to end my brother Talib's life. Just no different to what you did a decade ago when you murdered my brother Nazim in the nursing home. And just as you had co-opted and coordinated and co-opted the service of the High Court, judges and judiciary, and through your own involvement, Mr. Graeme Kenna, you were fully involved in this case regarding my mother, where you had then commissioned the services of my nefarious siblings, particularly your council tenant Shida B, to coordinate a joint enterprise in order to steal and plunder from us, in order for you to further target and victimize me at the height of the pandemic. You had hoped that my brother was also going to be at the property. You've attempted to separate me from my family members, my mother and my brother, on numerous occasions, because you know the fact that my request for £1 million a week for each individual that I provide care for is both being legitimized, is legitimate, and is being legitimized through your villainy and tyranny. And this is one of the reasons that nobody wants to speak to me now, and you're putting me through processes and procedures to send me back to jail when the jails are full up, and you're doing this in order to target and victimize me. You've co-opted all your judges and courts and solicitors and barristers, and even the care provider now, and telling me, oh, Mr. Hussain, you need to go and do this. No, I don't need to do anything. You, the local authority, need to pay up now. You owe me money. If you want to murder my brother, I've told you, whenever you decide to murder my brother, as you have decided to murder my mother, it's £1 billion. That's 1 followed by 9 zeros. That's how much I value the cost of a human life. If you want to go around murdering people, that's up to you as a local authority. You've murdered my father in 2009, £1 billion. You've threw my brother off a 3-story building at a care home then. So yeah, let's just talk about this. You forcibly put my brother Nazim in a care home, a Warmer Lodge care home in the year 2000, and within 3 years you threw him off a 3-story building then, making him a quadriplegic so you can rinse more money out of the system to feed your partners at Staveley Berkeley's care home. So that's what you did. You threw him off a 3-story building, and when the situation got too hot for you in 2014, exactly a decade ago, you murdered him and tried to frame me for it. So that's what you did. Murdered my brother Nazim in 2014. Then when the situation was...
You're approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, press please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
As I was saying, and time is getting the better of me, you murdered my brother in 2014, exactly a decade ago, and you coordinated that with all your partners and associates to frame me for his murder, and failed miserably to do so. You particularly co-opted his children, and then subsequently you've done exactly the same thing in 2019, 2020, 2021, and then in January 2022 murdered my mother without letting me see her for the last 334 days of her life. Now you have kidnapped my brother without any judicial oversight for the last 325 days of his life. You're gonna murder him, as that's all you can do is murder. That's all you're capable of doing. You can't do your jobs properly. You can work with a multi-agency joint coalition, but you're not gonna achieve anything. All you're gonna do is murder, because that's all you can do. You can only you're a destructive force. You destroy human...
Sorry, but you've reached the maximum time available for recording your message. Message sent. Goodbye.
Destructive force. All they do is destroy families, destroy lives, and make money out of it. They're making money out of destroying humans and destroying lives and causing human suffering. This is how Bradford Council operates, and no doubt how all the councils and social workers operate. They destroy families, destroy children's lives, and then make money out of it and profiteer. And now you see, when they got caught out, they don't want to talk to us. They're hiding behind the corporate veil after having kidnapped my brother, holding him hostage and denying me access to see him, because they know the fact that that they've got caught out and they do not know what to do. So they now need to work closely with all the associates and partners to target and victimize me, so that they can continue to perpetuate the lies and deceptions that they've been pulling. And they've just got caught out. They're not been providing care. Adult care and elderly care is second to child care, because everybody can relate to having children, and they've been abusing and murdering children, neglecting children, and yeah, it's all fraud and corruption and deception and malevolence by the council.